In this video, you will learn how to use materials and textures in PeachWorlds editor. As you can see, I set up a simple 3D scene with 3 objects in it. And for me to be able to see what materials are applied on each of those objects, I can simply click on the object in the scene, or I can click on the object's name on the left panel. So let's select a sphere, and as soon as I select my object, on the right properties panel, I will see all of the properties and settings for that specific object. Let's look at the materials section, and we can see that this object has one material, which is called sphere. Let's click on it, and we will have all of the settings visible to us for this specific material. Alright, so let's talk about what controls do you have for your material. First of all, you can change the material's name. Let's call it Sphere 2. This is good if you have a lot of objects, a lot of materials, and you just want to organize your scene. I'm not going to cover all of the properties of this material because some of them are more advanced and is not required for our tutorial. Let's have a look at a few simple controls that you have. One of the obvious ones is the color. So if you just click here, you can change the material color as you wish. I'm just going to go back to the original white. Then you have an opacity option, which basically makes your material transparent. So if you start changing this part here, nothing's going to happen because you need to enable the transparency mode, which is right here. Click yes, and then start dragging the slider down. You will see that our sphere is becoming more and more transparent until it's eventually going to just disappear. So this is how you control transparency of the material. Next important setting would be your roughness and metalness. And essentially what that means is just to control how reflective your material is in the scene. So metalness at the moment is at 100 and roughness is at 0. So this is the most reflective option you can have. If I will start bringing the roughness back, you would start to see that the material is becoming less reflective. On the same time, it becomes very overexposed in the light. And that's because our color is set to white. If we would have changed our color down to something dark gray, you will be able to see this effect better. So as you can see now, I'm moving this setting to 100, and now our material is absolutely not reflective. Now if I'll push it back, it will become like a mirror. If I'll reduce the metalness effect, you will notice that the material becomes brighter, and when I'm back to 100, it becomes more darker. And this is because metalness is a PBR-based material, and it only has 2 settings. It's the white color and a completely black color. We're not going to cover this at the moment because it's not relevant to our tutorial, but these 2 settings will control how reflective your materials are. Another useful setting in the material is the emission. Let me show you how that works. So if we will decrease our metalness to 0 and increase our roughness to 100, we will then have a completely diffuse, non-reflective material. Then, if we would choose an emission color other than black, and we'll start making it more brighter, you'll start seeing that it changes in a way that mimics a light source. So material looks like it's actually emitting light. Let's just choose something more like sunlight. So let's say this yellow here. And then on your color settings, you can also change the color to something closer to yellow or orange. And as you can see now, it does look like it's emitting light. Let's select our plane object right here. And as you can see, it also has one material, which is called plane material. And in here, I'd like to show you what does it mean where you have double-sided, front-sided, and back-sided material. So double-sided material, in essence, is a material that is visible from the both sides of a object. If I would change this to front only, I will be able still to see my object from the top here, but if I will move below, it will become invisible. So same way, if I will change that to the back, I'm not going to be able to see it from the front side. But if I look under it, it again becomes visible. This setting is beneficial if you want your objects to be visible only from one side in some cases. All right, so let's talk about the last object in our scene here. That is our animated backdrop. And let's click on it. Let's choose the texture. And I would like to talk really quickly about what those little icons that look like checkerboards actually mean. They allow you to upload the image textures into your material. So let's just choose the map. And as you can see here, I have an image of the mountainous terrain that I uploaded. And it's actually projected on this animated plane object. You can actually change and upload your own. So I'll show you how to do that. So you click Replace Texture, and I already have some images uploaded previously. We support PNG and JPEG formats for that. You can simply click on a new image, and that image will appear inside the material. So let's change the texture to something different. Just click Replace Texture here and choose another image. So I already have uploaded a few of them in my project, and I will choose this one. As soon as I clicked, it's already replaced in my material. As you can see, now it's a new texture. Please note that image textures can only be used on the 3D objects that have the correct UV maps, but that is going to be covered in our more advanced tutorials.